Welcome back, everybody, here to the D2CL. I'm Toby1, your host for the English live stream. We're going into game number 2 of our lower bracket consolation final. Invictus Gaming up against LGD Gaming. I've managed to find a little bit of an injection of, well, something almost directly into the veins to get my brain working again. But luckily, one man who's always working it hard. Syndrin, my co-caster. Welcome back again, man.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, very surprising late game for me in that last game still. I think LGD, I don't know if they had this planned out the whole time, that this was how they were expecting the game to go in the mid-late game, but they made sure from about minute 15 that alright, we know this game is going to go late. We'll get the double Midases on both Venge and on Phoenix, so our supports and our offlaner will be ahead of the enemy support and offlaner respectively, and they kept controlling the map, gaining advantage, getting every single Roshan, and IG, even with a Morphling and Sniper, just couldn't compete with them. Even at minute 50, they were still too far behind to actually be able to fight up against the LGD lineup. So, very nice game from LGD in game number 1. Going into game number 2, we still have the Wisp available. Now, the Venge is going to be banned out by IG, and Sniper is in the pool, if that is the overall first pick that IG are thinking of. They got it for burning last game. Will they do it again?
I doubt you bypass the Sniper. Unless you do something like that.
LGD
So, we'll have to erase that again. So, Lion, first pickup. So you're prioritizing Chuan's Lion over a Sniper plus Earthshaker combo that you could just give to someone like LGD. Which kind of is always that fun, great to go to combo.
Well, IG had it last game and lost, so maybe they're trying something else, right? I mean,
True.
you can take two approaches. You can be like, well, we lost last game, but we didn't play it well enough. Our lineup was definitely good enough. I don't think they were outpicked. I think their strategy could have easily worked, and they just got out-executed by LGD more than anything.
Yeah.
But
Sniper.
looks like the Sniper and Treant here from LGD. So, I want to say, I feel like Chuan is at his absolute best when he plays a hero with Hex. Lion, Shadow Shaman, and then getting a Blink. He's really good at finding openings and initiating in team fights. So if you want to pick for the hero for the player, it's either one of those two or his Chen, a roaming jungler. That is really good.
Well, I'm just loving the way Xiaowei's drafting this one, because I have Sebastian, fucking Mad's words in my ear, where he's always just like, if you get something like the Sniper in for the mid, you got to have a level of protection on top of that. And the Tree Protector is the perfect thing for it. And if you want to, you can also go into that offlane Phoenix again, and we look at the combination which we were talking about during the last draft.
Yeah, I don't think IG will let it go through the second phase here. I think they'll be banning the Phoenix this time, and unless if they want to counter him in lane again, but this time they're dire, so it should actually be harder to keep the Phoenix away this time for IG. I'm wondering what they're thinking right now. The moment I see a Treant, I immediately start thinking about how can I remove Living Armor. Like, that's the first thing I go to when I see it. If you don't pick a single counter to Living Armor, that can really get in the way of your entire strategy. So, you need a lineup that can either...
Are you talking about removing Living Armor as in pushing out buildings, or are you talking about going for heroes?
Both. So, generally, like, a really great tool is something like Leshrak's Diabolic Edict, but Leshrak's just not a good pick right now. But removing Living Armor on both heroes and towers is really important. And it's not just about removing the armor in the towers, it's about having a lineup that can go there and get the job done. In other words, not a lineup that takes half a tower every time, but one that goes there, takes a full tower, and then goes back.
Well, you could go into something else. Like if the Lion wasn't the first pick up here by Faith, I would have been looking towards something else, which Ferrari was playing, which was the Pugner, surprisingly enough, which he played recently in combination with the Shadow Shaman. And then that's one way you could just force out the buildings. But instead, they've got a Brewmaster pickup. In one way, you will be able to get rid of that Tree Protector armor. But at this point, it looks like IG is fully focused on team fight. Getting on top of that Sniper and shutting him down.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, it's pretty difficult in...
LGD
Well, at least let's see. So the Brewmaster split, of course, has multiple instances of damage from each of the Brewlings, can remove a stack of Living Armor. I can't remember if the immolation of the fire is actually enough to remove Living Armor, but I'm pretty sure it is. So the Fire Spirit is actually something. That's pretty decent.
10 seconds
but apart from that, IG still don't have a good solution for the Treant. I think, yes, like you said, they can take team fights, but it's not even necessarily what LGD want to do anyway. They don't know yet. So I think the Brewmaster is just like an open pick. All right, we have a hero that can either defend or push towers, take the fights, and then we wait and get some more intel about what LGD really want, because this opening of their draft doesn't really say that much. That's another really nice thing about the Treant pick. He's great at defending towers, but he's also good at teamfighting with Overgrowth, and he's good at protecting 1 or 2 cores with living armor. So you don't really know what's coming IG's way.
No, you don't. I know what LGD doesn't want to have coming their way. Split push
10
again.
seconds remaining.
This time in the form of the Broodmother. I don't know if they also want to be looking...
5 seconds remaining.
They're not banning Phoenix. Okay.
I don't know if they let it go. They should take out the other heroes in the offlane, which would be impossible to kill. I say offlane. If you also had a safe lane Juggernaut. Can we... Does that even read into anything for the offlaners for IG, for what they want to play? Like, the Bristleback is the offlane for LGD they're worried about. If you take out the Juggernaut as well...
They're going to ban Lich. Okay, so the Bristleback was a ban in the last game as well. I think it's just regarded as a pretty powerful hero in general. And with living armor, he's a nightmare to kill.
Yeah.
Juggernaut would have been very nice for the healing ward, for the sustained push with both living armor and healing ward, and to an extent even Leech Seed, to keep the team going. So that might have been the reasoning that IG are worried that they will be losing towers too early before they really start getting strong with the Brewmaster. Even Juggernaut can push towers very, very quickly.
At the same time, you could have just gotten something like Chen, and you're still going to have that pushing power coming out.
Yeah, so they could have definitely done that.
Like the Juggernaut wouldn't have really slowed that down. In fact, you could have just also picked something else up like a Luna or anything else along those lines.
That is actually a very likely pick for LGD, I would say. If they like playing Luna still, that could definitely work here. She is fragile, though. Gets killed very easily by Finger of Death. Ice Blast is going to be a problem as well. But if she has a BKB...
I would look towards IG, who pick it up. Because the IG picked it up yesterday in their lower bracket matchup, and they played it in combination with the Ancient Apparition +1. Because with Chilling Touch plus the Aura at the first level, they actually went a level 1 Smoke Gank into... This is when they're playing on the Dire side too, so they went level 1 Smoke Gank to Radiant Jungle, found 1 pick off, and then left it as the aggro tri-lane.
Reserve time.
They could still do that, that's for sure. I don't feel like Luna is a good matchup against Sniper, though. She needs to come in close, and Sniper can keep her at bay with Headshot, but
yeah,
if you itemize around it, or if you take these team fights with Lion maybe catching Sniper with a blink, or Brew doing the same thing, then Luna gets space and you can push really fast, so that could be nice.
The other option is you go for something else, just a solid hero in the lane. I know IG also play around with picking up heroes like Drow Ranger. Even if you're not finding like the normal buff up heroes for it, but you could throw a Viper to the offlane and leave the Drow Ranger on the safe up against what's now going to be an offlane Phoenix. Maybe not the greatest matchup in history, but
Drow loses that lane, I think. She gets a little bit of a head start by having better damage early on, but when Phoenix gets level 3 and especially level 5, the Fire Spirits are a nightmare for Drow. She has no mobility. She can only attack for damage, and you just shut her down entirely with Fire Spirits for that reason. But looks like IG are going to grab Quap first, so this looks like the mid laner, I'm assuming. They could safe lane the Quap, or they could safe lane the Brewmaster and run Quap mid. And if they are running an aggressive tri-lane, then they could actually still get their carry for that lane. AA in line is a very strong tri-lane, so that's definitely possible, since LGD's tri-lane is very weak. Treant and Shadow Shaman are... It's not that strong of a duo, in my opinion. Shadow Shaman, very fragile. He has lockdown, but then he doesn't have damage, or he has damage, and then he doesn't have lockdown. And Treant just, yes, he hits very hard, but he needs to come in close, and he's actually deceptively fragile in lane. He has a lot of health, but his armor is shit, and he isn't... Like, if he runs into Chilling Touch, he dies. That's just how it is.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, we're going to find out. Looks like IG were actually worried LGD were going to go for the Drow Ranger.
Oh. Well, they did have triple range plus Sniper. Sniper with Drower is filthy. That is so scary to play into.
The other thing you kind of need to bring back then, just if we're going to dust off the old buff up Aura strap, is bring in Ogre Magi. Bring him back to the world. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. I feel like
when he became unpopular.
He got nerfed a little bit in the Fire Blast range. That was the main thing. It went from 600 to 475, and then everyone was like, "Okay, now that hero's shit," which he isn't. But he
Reserve time.
He kind of just fell out of favor. I feel like he's very underpicked. He's probably on my short list of heroes that are underpicked for no reason. Alliance pick it quite a lot for fucking Mad, but apart from that, I don't really recall seeing any teams running Ogre that much. Even EG, who used to pick it very early, I haven't seen play it much. So He's on my short list together with Elder Titan with Where Did This Hero Go?
Yeah. When was the last? What was the last ET game you saw?
I can't remember.
Which is a
And
bad
he used to be a
sign
first
already.
phase pick, and then he just disappeared without. I don't even think he got nerfed. Viper.
LGD. How difficult is it to kill them? Like when you got Phoenix and Viper, so you've already got your Nova, which can bring your life back up again if you don't get killed. And a Viper who's naturally tanky, but you got living armor from Treant Protector to babysit him. The double slows through Shrapnel Headshot and Viper, who just coats you in acid. Even Treant Protector. You could go Invis very early on, and well, not even early on. You just have Nature's Guys. An LGD Gaming could just walk up to Invictus Gaming and they'd have no idea. They have no idea at all.
Yeah, I think LGD's game plan here is they're going to slow siege towers. They can just put Viper in the front lines. They can drop the Serpent wards, in which case it's not really a slow siege anymore. That makes it pretty fast. And then maybe stands at a distance. And they have to get through Salar to reach the team, probably. And if he stands in the front lines with living armor on, goes for a tanky build, and gets good farm, he's going to be hard to kill. And then if they open on him, there's still a Phoenix that can either force them to run out of the area with Supernova, or it drops the Fire Spirits on them, and then they can't kill the Viper anyway. So, it's pretty interesting. And of course, worth noting, as we did not see in the last game because they were on the same team, but Brewmaster Split does not work on Supernova. So if Brewmaster is in a split, it's actually only 4 heroes that can hit the egg. And there's no particularly good hero for destroying the Supernova on the IG side.
I don't think there's really any, apart from the fact they might be able to just disengage with the Naga Song of Siren. But check out who's playing what. So it's actually going to be Luo, who's the offlane Queen of Pain, the safe lane Brewmaster. I don't know if they're going to switch Burning and Ferrari here, or if Ferrari is quite willing to play the Naga Siren, as opposed to Burning.
Yeah, it's very surprising if Burning doesn't play Naga for me.
Yeah.
But Ferrari does play Brew, right? He's a beast on Brew.
Yeah, it's one of his signature heroes.
Yeah, he's extremely good on Brew.
In fact, he's got 2 of his signature heroes inside their draft right now, which is the Quap and the Brewmaster, and he's not playing either of them.
So that means IG, they pick heroes for the lanes, not for the players. That's what it feels like, at least. Because else, if Burning was comfortable going mid, he should be playing the Naga, and they should be putting Ferrari on the Brew. I just think, like, no disrespect to either of them, because they're both extremely good on both of these heroes, but, you know, they're famous for each other's heroes for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So, very surprising for me.
I don't know if they've switched, because I'm only now just getting myself back into the game, and, yeah, they didn't. But it's a 5-man smoke move, so this is exactly what they did in their lower bracket first final. They come in, they try and find the kills, and now we're going to have the... It's actually exactly the same path. The loop up. Okay, they're going to modify it. They're going down into the lane. Leave 1 Observer Ward behind, and they're going to come up behind LGD here and look for the big engagement. Burning. Where's his clap? MMY, Chilling Touch bonus. They need to find him. The Hex onto MMY, which means Burning gets in range for the clap. 1 attack, and they will spill the first blood. IG off to a really good start. But where do they move from here? Is this even going to be worth anything? You get the first blood, fantastic. It ended up getting to the hands of Lion. Ferrari gets the 100 rune. They are actually going to leave it with an aggro tri-lane and put Burning as the core in this off-lane.
This will come in handy.
So the players are in the same lanes, and maybe this is what's dictating who's playing what here. Primarily because Burning was the Luna in their aggro tri-lane previously. So just try and find their strength in lanes.
It looks like LGD, however, have already figured out what IG are doing. So they're putting Phoenix safe lane, and this is the best laning they can probably do. Phoenix still needs to be careful. If he gets caught by a Hex, he can actually get dropped almost during the Hex alone. If there's a Hex enter or a Spike, he's dead. We're just going to harass him away here. He's got Icarus Dive again now. We'll be using it. He's not going to get much here, but neither is Luo in that Quap in the top lane against Viper Shadow Shaman.
I think Yao might be a little annoyed with what he just did there. Because what he's allowed now is for IG to have a way to get into the back tree line
that path is actually behind
the tower. He can't get all the way through, like they'll have to cut down this tree here to get through. But there is a way to get in back and behind the Phoenix without being detected. Now we're going to move in from Zhao, wait. He managed to... actually, he's smoked to come for the mid kill. So maybe starting off already. There's your secondary shrapnel. Into the leech seed. Ferrari getting massively slowed down. He knows he's dead. He bought a quelling blade. He feels death there. So Sniper will get the revenge kill. Taking out Ferrari in the mid.
Yeah, that's a good rotation here from Xiao 8. getting them back to tied up.
I'm still not 100% certain why why they're running this Naga in the mid, as opposed to the Queen of Pain. Like, is it just because the Viper off lane? Is that what it comes down to?
I'm actually...
Because the Quap shouldn't have that many problems with the Sniper.
It's hard to say what IG were expecting the lanes to be, because it's not obvious from LGD's picks how they're going to put the lanes. Like you said, it could have been the I think it could have been the Viper mid and a Phoenix top and a safe lane sniper, or they could have, like, there were 2 or 3 other constellations they could do, especially when they decided to run aggressive tri lanes. Well, Chuan, that was a very easy kill for LGD here.
Yeah, they just walked in for it.
As far as these lanes go right now, I think IG are actually okay. The Quap is getting way more top than I thought he would. He's actually out-farming the Viper of Salar for now, so that's very impressive by Luo. Of course, Chuan has rotated up here now, so they might even get kill potential. And although the Naga isn't doing that great against the Sniper, they're still farming a lot on the Brew, and they're completely shutting down the Phoenix. Like, Yao has almost nothing. He's managed to almost get level 3, but 0 CS.
It's because he managed to get himself up to the side shop. And with Faith and Burning, they left the wave for a moment to try and push him out there. But he's still level 2 and 3/4, which is better than I thought he was going to do on this off lane. And IG, in fact, just dragged their extra support hero off. Because they've had to bring Chuan back up to the top. He's going to die again, because they're looking him walk down, and Zhao Weight's ready and waiting for him. So Chuan sees him, hexes him. This allows Chuan to keep running here. He does have a stun if Valbel can line him up. It's only going to stun over on Zhao Wei, but with a movement up from Maybe, Chuan's going to get picked off, and LGD...
Okay, he won't survive a 5-man gank.
No.
So the way I actually don't know. Now that I look at it, I don't know if there was a path. What I was thinking was he could maybe Hex and then run off, and right before Hex expires, so the Leech Seed becomes available, he uses the Earth Spike. But even then, with Sniper rotating up, there's no way. Then Shrapnel catches him and he's dead. So they did get that kill. That was a lot of commitment from LGD, though, to be honest. Using pretty much a 5-hero rotation there for killing Chuan.
Somehow I don't think it was all really for Chuan. I think it was primarily for Ferrari. Because you're not going to drag the Phoenix up to the middle lane just to kill off a support. Okay, well, maybe Yao can have a crack at Faith, or Faith can have a crack at him. You got a haste rune. It's a perfect rune for chasing down the Phoenix, especially with this chilling touch. However, sprites are a bitch. He has to back it out.
Yeah, he's already slowed his attack speed because of chilling touch, and then with Fire Spirits, it's going to take him literally 2.5 seconds to get a shot off, so it just gives up on that. Yao moving back to the bottom lane, currently sitting on level 3, minute 4.5. It's not that bad, but like we talked about, 0 CS. I also don't see him getting any in the near future, but his Tranquil's at least almost done from just passive gold income, and that's the beauty of Phoenix, is that you don't really need items for this hero to be strong. Compared to a lot of other offlaners, this hero just scales with levels way more than items.
Speaking of scaling, we should keep our eyes very close on that mid lane, because Ferrari, for one of the very few times, he's not winning his lane. This Sniper is just destroying him. 33-11 up against 18-1. And he's not finding any major items, like you're running the bottle. Okay, maybe they can find a kill here. Double stun from Chuan. Faith, with that cold feet, they're going to bring down Maybe. This is the break that we're searching for. Ferrari won't get the last hit. In fact, it does go the way of Chuan. And Zhao Wei has to run himself away here. So the Sniper will drop, and the balance starts to shift in the mid.
Top tower is under attack.
And Chuan might even not be done yet. He's looking for Zhao Wei here. Luo coming in as well.
He might be done, but done the other way around. Well done. Shock from MMY. There will be a revenge kill. Sylar tried to deny him, but he was a second too early on the attack. So it will be a 1-for-1 trade-off. But Zhao Wei's finding levels, and Sylar's... Well, he found an assist.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a misclick.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Now he's standing still in base. I fucked up, guys. It happens very rarely, but sometimes you're looking for, like, maybe you want to alt-click something or whatever, or you're looking at something and you just want to click the screen to get back somewhere, and you make some sort of... You just mess up your movement of your mouse and you click buyback. That's like
maybe
once in every, I don't know how many games this happens professionally, but it does happen.
Maybe trying to push so aggressively on Ferrari, and at the same time as Chuan as well, we got the Brewmaster split going off. That's going to keep Shaman out of this fight as they move down towards maybe. They still haven't managed to get this kill. He's running down the river. Ferrari, maybe if he needs to, he can Song of Siren commit, but instead Luo will just arrive for the scream. There's Sonic Wave here as well, and the sniper down. There's no reason LGD want to fight this.
They used a lot for that kill, but I want to say it's worth it, getting the sniper down. They did use Brew Split. They TP'd, I think, 1 or 2 heroes, and they left Yao a bit of time in the bot lane, giving him 8 CS and level 5. And at the same time, Salar, of course, also in the top lane, so he's gonna now overtake the Quap. And all in all, it feels like a really even early game where IG are getting a lead, just as they were in Game 1. Now the question is if they can play a better mid-game. I think this time around they have way better mid-game teamfight than they did in the last one, with both Song of the Siren, Brew Split, Sonic Wave, and AA Ultimate. It's like, what more can you want?
The difference is between game number 1 and game number 2 is while IG are finding these openings, they're actually getting the golden experience advantage. Well, that was the quickest smoke ever. Bunny's going to blink himself away. The dive will come in, looking for the Sprite attack, but Bunny's too quick to get away. They need to get the lead seed off and come in behind and have maybe in range. It's the beauty of the sniper. You're able to attack with the assassination from a huge amount of range, and there's no way Burning can escape from that without having a Brewmaster split. Because if he's getting attacked, there's no way he's going to be able to blink.
He will survive this time, and he's going to rotate toward the top lane. He's got 40 seconds on split, so this is not IG looking for a big team fight. They're looking for a skirmish. I don't think they're going to get this skirmish, though. Salar with living armor is impossible to kill.
Yeah.
They do get a TP out of Phoenix, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's for a reason. MMY needs to space on bottom so they can get the Mass Serpent Wards. The one thing which we haven't really felt a very early effect from, which is kind of surprising, because almost one of those things you prioritize. Get the Mass Serpent Wards up and start forcing into the buildings. Because then you got to ask yourself the question, does IG have enough to counter-push? Ferrari got some space in mid, but he still ended up dying once. He didn't find any kills, got 3 assists, but this Radiance isn't going to come anytime soon.
They need Faith to hit 6, and they're giving him priority right now in the top lane. This is a nice call from IG to trade off right now. Let Shadow Shaman get a bit bottom, get AA something, and then they're both going to hit level 6. MMY has it way earlier, though. He's going to get it right now. Could actually just try to drop his wards, and he will.
Yep.
This is going to put a lot of pressure on IG to maybe defend this tower.
They
if they just give it up, then...
They used fortification before, so that's all direct damage into the tower.
He's actually getting it for free if they don't TP anyone. The next creep wave perfectly timed here before the range creep dies, and yeah, they're just letting them have it. They'll try to trade for mid by the looks of it, but there's a Phoenix there. I don't think they're getting past this, so free tower for the Radiant.
I think they want to take the fight more than anything else. Maybe with the Shrapnel, it's going to hold them out. Burning was aggressively TPing in. I want to watch these Shrapnel positionings to see if they're always on top of the Brewmaster. Because his aggressive blink before, he blinked himself into the tree line, searching for the sniper. Get the pick off, go for the tower. Yeah, they don't have enough power. They don't find the early pick off, and their creep wave is just gone.
Salar is now continuing in the bot lane. I'm guessing it's going to be a mech build-up for him and not a straight Ags. I think even playing into the AA or a pipe, mech or pipe on the Viper is probably the best choice instead of straight Ags. I don't think they need the low cooldown ultimate yet, or if even at any point in this game. It's actually not that good against Naga Siren, I would say. So it's maybe better for LG to take the approach that they try to start like hitting a timing window at about minute 15 to 20 where they have a lot of items, and IG still don't have their Radiance, maybe still don't even have level 6 in AA. Never mind, he's almost level 6 now actually. He got the lane for like 2 minutes straight. And Lion also close to 6. So all abilities will be available, and that just makes the pipe more and more important. Piper mech.
Watching Burning on this top lane. Yeah. That was only going to be a matter of time before he jumped in on top of Yao, but Yao's got himself this Nova as well as Icarus dive, so Colby's going to have no effect. Xiaowei was moving up to help him out, but didn't really want to, and looks like MMY is going to die. If he has to commit Sonic Wave, he'll commit Sonic Wave, but then again, Shock, Shackles, he's going to stop it. The assassination's flying in. Luo, he actually gets the scream off in time. Gets the kill on the Shaman, but at the same time, he just gave the 3rd kill now into the hands of the Sniper for his life.
That was really greedy from Luo, not just popping the Sonic Wave instantly. Thought he could maybe get away with it without using it, and just gives lots of time. The moment you run around a fog line against Shadow Shaman, you should just expect being locked down for the next 4 seconds flat. Hex 1.25, and then the 2.75 level 1 shackle, really long duration. And Assassinate comes in. If that wasn't Assassinate, it could have easily just been a TP to the bottom tier 2 as well. Luo ends up paying a little bit. He even had a regen rune, so... Should have... Well, it's easy to be kept in hindsight, but that's just one of those situations where you hit and run.
Yeah.
Shadow Shaman is very scary to let live. And, well, he's back in mid, dropping the wards.
That's the beauty of it. Every single time these wards come off cooldown, you want to add pressure towards the tower. Xiaowei, he's battling up against Faith at the very, very back lines. Okay, he's not alone. Yao will also arrive, goes into the Nova, and, well, that's enough for burn damage with the Fists of Xiaowei working together. The Cold Feet won't connect, and the Nova Stun will buy him the space to back out of here. One will Icarus dive, the other will hide on the tree line. And they throw down the sentry. Okay, Xiaowei, you're visible there. Yep. There's Stun, there's Scream. So they get a revenge kill for it at least, but you just lost your tier 1 tower in mid.
No, I think MMY is just going to wait 80 seconds and then try for the top tier 1. They just... The thing is, now it's going to get harder and harder for LGD to set up the tower pushes because the avenues of pushing become less and less, right? Now there's only one tier 1 tower remaining that IG... They know LGD won that as their next target, so they can always put priority on keeping their safe lane in good condition. And then, yeah, they've lost their offlane, they've lost their mid, but if they keep the top one safe, that is the access point to their jungle, and they cannot lose that. Naga needs time. And LGD know that Naga wants to build this fast ready. They see her item build, Brown Boots and Coiling Blade, nothing else apart from a Ring of Basilius, so...
This is going to come too late for the Naga Siren if she tries to finish this thing. Because they're going to lose all their tier 1 towers, and even if you do have Radiance, the Sniper's at a point with his damage output, the killing off these Naga Illusions is no real problem. Even Shadow Shaman, with 4 points Ether Shock, he can take care of most of the Naga Illusions himself.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem. Even if they do get tanky, you've still got the Hex, which can come out from Shaman, so he can get rid of one. I'm not so sure about this, though, with Sylar.
I don't know if that was the choice.
The Hand of Midas is what we're talking
about. I remember seeing a tweet from Pycat, and he was actually being really direct about it. He was like, if you're buying Midas on Viper, you're playing the hero wrong. That's pretty much, like, I think that was almost his exact wording. And the thing is, when you pick Viper, you pick him as... You don't pick him as a carry, right? Because then there's just flat-out better choices, as Faith is very, very dead in the bottom lane here. We'll get clubbed down. The thing is, you're picking Viper as a siege tank. And he's the best siege tank around the mid portion of the game. So if you buy the Midas instead of a tank item, you're effectively delaying the part of the game that you're the strongest in. So buying Midases into a lineup that has a Naga Siren and great teamfight potential from a Brew and a Quap ultimately puts you in a longer game. There's no other way about it. Like, else you wouldn't buy Midas, right? That means you're playing for a longer game. And I just don't know if that's the right call here for Sylar. We'll see. I mean, if he gets really fat and it turns out to work, then great. But I'm also not. This is one of the cores in the game that I'm least favorite of Midas on. So I really agree with Pycat that that's at least most of the times not the build.
He does have one advantage in this game, like, because you bought a Hand of Midas. That's a lot of money to invest into that. But you're also taking out a large amount of towers, so the injection of money you're getting to then get into your next major item is coming at a good rate. Okay, that bottom tower is going to be denied, so it's not as great a money. But you're still getting a huge amount of map control. So your timing isn't going to be as delayed as much as maybe we're making it sound by picking up that Midas.
As long as they don't need the Viper to push, then I guess they're fine, right? And MMY is doing an exceptional job so far.
Okay, maybe Chorn's not. Maybe Chorn's going to kill... No, he is. Phoenix able to go into the Nova. It was the assassination and sprites. He went from 100 to 0 in the space of 1.5 seconds.
This tower is gone too. That's 4 towers claimed by LGD minute 15. They haven't lost one themselves, and they have the Treant. So whenever Xiaowei feels like there's some time for it, he can heal this mid tower. He now has arcane boots as well, so he's doing really good on the economy on that. Not casting living armor right now, a little surprising. Don't know if he's waiting for a fight to break out. Oh, there we go. Now he cast it on
all the towers need
something.
Help.
Oh, he's healing the top tower.
This top tower, which is funny considering the bottom tower is the one that's about to come under siege.
Dire's top tower is under
but
attack.
it is kind of problematic for Invictus Gaming. When you look across the map and you're like, well, okay, we just lost all of our tier 1 towers. We've already lost a tier 2 tower on bottom. If we lose that tier 2 tower in mid, even looking at Roshan is a difficult thing because they can't bring support in nice and quick. You got Naga Song as well as a couple of other great things which will let you always be able to contest Roshan, but at the same time, this map control is just slipping away from them and they're unable to gain anything back without that straight push into the tower. And where's that coming from? It's certainly not the Brewmaster. It's definitely not the Queen of Pain. And the Naga Siren is now 200 gold away from finishing her Radiance.
Yeah, she's going to get it now. This tower is not going to be defended by LGD. This is the type of... Or is it? They're actually smoking up for it.
You just fortify living armor. There's no reason why they can't. Their team fight's wonderful at this point.
Yeah, I guess. Until Ferrari has the Radiance, they're just going to dodge fights. What I was thinking was, okay, IG, they have Quap ult, they have Brew Split, and they have AA ult ready. That's really difficult to team fight into. But if LGD come from a flanking position with a smoke, and they get the jump, they might be able to do it. So IG are going to play it safe here. They're going to pull back. They now have to defend their top tier 2 by the looks of it. I don't know if they're ready for this play, though, because LGD are going to be there out of nowhere and just drop these wards. They don't even have time to get in position. They might lose another one.
Yep. They're going to smoke and move, so IG, they want to fight. Let's see how it's all going to crumble. Xiao Wei not actually showing any kind of vision. He's moving close, and he is getting scouted out. The Radiance has only just been completed, but Naga Siren is not here. She's not with the rest of the team. She doesn't have a TP scroll, and the Mass Serpent wards are already beating into the tower. Hilarious enough, these wards have been thrown down so early that the creep wave is able to deal with them, so IG don't have to break their smoke in order to hold onto their tower. But Xiao Wei did come close enough. The smoke's broken on Chuan, so he's visible, and with the Observer Ward back behind the tower now, the smoke dissipates, and I don't know if they got a glimpse of Faith, but the assassination into Chuan, he knows it's dangerous to be here. But LGD
now the Nagas are going to start doing their work. So how much of a lead has LGD got? They've got 4,000 gold and about 1,000 experience. So mainly on the gold, of course, from all the towers they've claimed. 4 more than the Dire. Oh, Burn is going to go in.
They're going on Xiao Wei.
Might not split yet, though.
He doesn't really want to, because he's not finding the opening on Xiao Wei. And what are you going to do when you go for that split? The Radiance Burn is doing more work than anything else. And Ferrari, well, hey, okay, Song of the Siren. He's just going to walk up to Xiao Wei. Now, Xiao Wei's not going to burn inside the Song of the Siren, so he's very happy with this. Yao does also have his Nova available, turns it on, the tree ulti. He just casts it because he realizes he's going to die, while that ultimate from Ancient Apparition with the Sonic Wave. A little bit of mistiming because Viper's up in the air because the Brewmaster ultimate. The Silent's going to drop. They're going to take 3 here. Phoenix was able to dive himself away to safety, and Sniper, luckily for maybe, was able to TP himself out. But in the meantime, the bottom lane's pushed in. They're looking for the push onto the tier 1 tower. But are they fast enough for all this after they've expended every ult they had
with shrapnel? He has 3 shrapnel charges. I think he's holding. He might even kill Chuan with this. Oh my god. Assassinate is so dirty.
He didn't even have to come in range. Like, you got Blink heroes, you got Song of the Siren heroes, you've got... None of them could have even gotten to range to stop him from assassinating.
That was still a really good team fight for IG all in all. The Song of the Siren there from Ferrari, perfect. He caught 4 heroes, 2 of them above the tree line and 2 of them below. And they managed to isolate the tree, and immediately he used an overgrowth that Ferrari just used mirror image to get out of, and then they played the fight after that. And the thing is, LGD, they've got a big lead, right, on gold. We established that. They actually got quite a lot of gold, but they have 2 Midases. And that means that 2,000 gold on 2 of their heroes is actually almost irrelevant in fights, right? It's 30 attack speed on a Phoenix, who cares? And it's 30 attack speed on a Viper, which is, I mean, okay, right? But it's not that great.
Yeah.
So their effective gold lead going into that fight was, in terms of itemization, pretty much 0. And IG's teamfight lineup is just way better right now. The one thing they do get, though, is, well, they know Split, Song, Sonic Wave are all on cooldown, so they immediately gather up top, push the tier 2, and they're looking for more. This is super aggressive.
Yep.
But I think it's the right call, honestly. They can't just sit back and wait.
They got Mass Serpent mods, the BKB's flying out to maybe at the moment, and they just throw Sylar as far up as possible, beat into this tower. Every time these wards are off cooldown, they want to be forcing some kind of rush reaction from IG. Now, Song of the Siren's back off cooldown again. So if Ferrari wants to, he can catch out 3 heroes, 4 heroes are in range. He's got an Invis rune to get the perfect position. Burning's going to jump in, and Ferrari, well, is he going to slow this one down? The Phoenix is already going to go down. The Nova, he got it off in time. Burning, trying to escape out of this one, and he'll be able to. Ferrari also buying some space, and Ice Blast going to do some serious work. MMY and Sylar. Ferrari's going to come back in again. 1 Riptide's going to be enough to help kill off Sylar, while MMY, he's still burning inside the tree line. And the Brewmaster will actually send him up and towards the air. which allows him to
He
blink
blinked.
himself away to safety
Oh
and then
my
TP
God,
out.
he's gonna leave.
Oh, that's just
a blunder.
Yeah.
That's just a blunder.
Should have just let him die with the burn, because he could never have blinked if he was being burned by the Radiance.
I actually think the Windwalk attack from the Storm aspect would have killed him. He still had Ice Blast on him, but a little bit of a mess up there from IG, and Shadow Shaman does get out. How much damage did they actually almost got the entire tower?
Yeah.
And I think if you're LGD, you go again.
Yeah,
You forced out
why not?
Split, Song, Sonic Wave again. And now it's on cooldown. This time the tower falls almost instantly. There's still no glyph available for IG either. So if LGD push right now, it's a guaranteed tier 3 if they get there. The question is if they can get the Rex too. You see the TP already coming from Viper.
Xiaowe's dead.
Xiaowei, yeah. He's not in the right
Oh,
position
wait,
right
wait,
now.
no, he is. Burning blinks in and gets the climb to find the kill. And Yao finds himself also in quite deep. But you've hit the nail on the head. Like, LGD just have to keep going and going and going. You've got 10 seconds until Mass Serpent Wards are off cooldown, and you don't want to allow, especially a BT Radiance. Like, Ferrari couldn't have flagged the fact that he wants to win on the split push game anymore. So, what do you do as LGD? You get the advantage in the lane to a point where these Naga Illusions are incapable of surviving up against the Mega Creeps, or the super creeps.
And the LGD are on a timer. I just don't... With the... Well, they still have
actually,
the Midases, but...
Are they really on a timer when we think about how the Brewmaster could just drop off?
Who's going to kill Naga's split in late game? They have no heroes that remove Naga.
You can't stop the split push, but the sniper can take care of the illusion. So as long as LGD... Like, we might be forced into the same position as game number 1, where LGD is forever roaming the map, searching for a fight, and IG are forever denying them.
The heroes I'm generally looking for to counter out a Naga are Lion and Pugna. And the reason is Lion has 2 abilities that each instantly remove an illusion, and they're both on very low cooldowns with Hex and Mana Drain. And LGD, sure, they've got a Hex on Shadow Shaman, but that's it. And that's a 13-second cooldown that removes 1 Illu as Xiaowei... Oh man, this is not his game. He keeps running into people.
He only came in for some wards, and okay, he was starting the overgrowth, but not time to interrupt Luo.
But the problem is, okay, so let's imagine Naga gets big, right? We're getting there. The Yasha already out on Ferrari. His farm is gonna explode now, as the illusions are really fast. They're also looking for this bottom tier 1 tower. The map is gonna fall apart really quickly, where LGD, instead of pushing this one lane that they really want to, they have to defend lanes all the time, and then they never reach the base again.
Are they defending this? The Naga illusion and the Ice Blast is actually gonna scout out maybe. They get rid of that illusion pretty quickly. The bottom tower will go the way. So this is IG's first tower. It took him 24 minutes to claim. Phoenix jumping up, throwing out more of these sprites on top of Burning.
Chuan found MMY alone, kills him easily with Earth Spike Finger.
There's another tower going down in mid. Fortification at the very last moment.
I don't know, it's like the entire advantage that LGD gained is now gone. And now they have these 2 Midases to try to recover, but I just don't feel like the scaling of the heroes is good enough. This Viper with Midas now, whatever item he gets next, he cannot keep up with the strength of the Naga. And Viper is not a good hero against Naga. That's just how it is.
It looks like he's going to BKB. Unless this is going to be an S and Y, I doubt it's going to be, well, it could be the Aghanim Scepter, but at this point of the game, I don't know if an Aghanim's even helps you.
I don't know. I feel like LGD right now, you buy
BKB.
all the BKBs you can and then you just run down top lane. And if your push fails, then you've tried. Because for me, this game gets harder every single minute.
Actually,
they will just lose map control. Inevitably, they will have to defend their lanes constantly and never be able to make a play.
If they're fast enough here, they drop down an Observer Ward, they're going to Blink Dagger on MMY. With his initiation, if they can catch just one person out of the base and not have to use Mass Serpent Wards to get the kill, then yeah, they can just go for gold here. But Ferrari's also getting to a point now, he's got the Yasha, almost completed Amanda style, where entering the base is going to be nowhere near as easy as it was before.
Oh, and he has an Invis again. They see that they're burning, but they have nothing, they have no counterplay right now, no detection at all. Ferrari's actually just running them down. Ultimate.
In for the stun, Mass Serpent Wards committed by MMY. The Brewmaster split got off, however, and Tree, what can he really do? MMY and Sylar, they just burn in Ferrari's aura. The Nova will drop, so Yao comes out of it, but Ferrari's already managed to pick up 2 heroes. Goes in for the Song of the Siren TP out. He's out of range of the tower, so he'll be able to survive, and Brewmaster, quick blink by Burning, able to do it. Down to the low ground, here's TP as well. They just take a 2-for-1 trade-off, the Viper drops, the Shaman's Ward's on cooldown, And that's probably even just as critical as the kills, because that's a 90-second window while the wards are down that IG cannot be pushed.
The wards being on cooldown is actually the bigger deal than the two heroes, I think. It's... For me, the only win condition for LGD is Mass Serpent wards top lane, get the racks within the next 5 minutes. Else, it's just... I've seen this type of game a million times, and it's... And like, when you have so skilled players on both teams, especially on the team with Naga, and there's no counterpick on the enemy team, and they're getting in this position, I want to say like 90-95% Naga win rate. It's just... They have not drafted the heroes that they did to get to this stage of the game. This is not what LGD wanted with their picks. It's very obvious. If that's what they wanted, they wouldn't have picked, say, the Viper, for example. He was their last pick. That was to secure being able to siege towers early, and getting the push going before Naga came online.
If
and
they
didn't manage.
Do we dare look at like a Captain Hindsight? If that mech was available for LGD right now, or when they pushed it on that top lane previously?
I feel like this Midas for Sylar has actually been useless. That's the problem. Because the Midas will be good if you're winning the fights anyway, and then you get that extra bonus. But it's hard to, like, I mean, if you look at how the fights have gone, if that was a mech or a pipe that he had instead, who knows? Maybe they could have actually kept their siege top. When Naga gets the really good Song of the Siren, they have no counterplay, because they don't have anything to sustain themselves in the fight, and they just get run over. So maybe. I mean, there's no guarantee, right? This for me is a pretty good game to showcase what can happen when you go Midas and Viper. He feels like a non-factor almost.
Yeah. Well, that means maybe he has to step up to the plate, at least to get... Then again, I'm thinking like, yeah, step up to the plate, but where? How do you move yourself up to that top lane again and take it out? Because Naga Siren has taken over the Radiant jungle. She's farming up every single camp. She even got lucky
and he's
before...
level 16.
Yeah. Got an Illusion Rune, got a Mana Style. Everywhere on the map currently belongs to Ferrari. He removed half of Zhao Weight's life just from the burn of the Naga Illusion. Viper lost probably 1/3 of his HP as he was battling against one of the illusions. All these things are just not working, and on bottom lane, you get a Blink Scythe of Ice over on the Queen of Pain. She's had that for a couple of minutes now, and Chuan's got his Blink Dagger, waiting for anyone to come to this bottom lane feeling that they can push it out. So LGD are living in fear when they're the ones that are meant to be 5-man pushing and trying to take a Rax, doing what their draft was intended for.
Well, maybe he's still farming pretty well. Like he's doing what he can in this position. He's only about 3,500 behind the Naga, and that still sounds like a big number, and it is. But given the circumstances, he's actually doing pretty well. He's also playing without a Midas on the sniper, so his farm is pretty good. I think the play for LGD now is well, here we go. He's gonna hex up this one Illu. The other Illu is gonna almost kill MMY now. He's down to half health. This is going to be a really big problem for LGD to deal with.
Yep.
And you're right, the time for going top it's about over, right? They had like this very narrow window where the timing needed to come, and now again Xiao 8, yeah.
I'm not quite sure the BKB
Sylar's
from burning was essential, but with Sylar in this close, the assassination's flying in. They're looking for the kill on Ferrari, and they're going to be able to claim it, but the Sonic Wave shuts down the Viper. MMY will also drop until Yao gives him the space with that Nova of his. Maybe his BKB is up, but he still gets connected on the Ice Blast, which means no matter what happens here, maybe we'll still end up dying. And the Brewmaster ulti is looking for somebody else, but the rest of LGD is backed out of here. It's a 3-for-1 trade, losing 2 of your cores. You committed your Mass Serpent wards again, and IG are winning. This time, unlike game number 1, every time they take a fight, they're taking a considerable advantage in the game.
They had to buy back Ferrari for that, though. So that was a decent fight for LGD. I was surprised Sylar went in, but since he got the ulti off and used his BKB, so he didn't get caught by the song, he managed to kill Ferrari off. They force out that buyback, so if they can do it again, then they have, since Ferrari's so high level, probably take him off the map for like 80 seconds, and that could be the window to go top. Xiao 8, oh.
Yep.
Not again.
I'm actually watching up on top, because I want to watch Luo as well as MMY. I don't think MMY is going to get himself free of this one. Tries to battle him out. So, what? Zhao 8 ends up dying on bottom lane. The Shaman dies up on top. They're being pushed from every single angle. It's... I don't see a way out of this one. Like, if there was a path, if there was a road that they could take, there's a Naga Illusion blocking it every single time.
feel like this is one of the most frustrating situations to be put in a game of Dota. Is when there's a Naga Siren that's very farmed and you don't have a real counter. That's... It's not just how difficult it is to play against, it's how difficult it is to keep your mental composure during the game. Because you need to constantly deal with the problems. Like, it's like a never-ending problem on every single lane that you always need to take care of. And at the same time, you have this feeling that, okay, come super late game, can we actually win? And if you draft for it, you can play a Naga in a 100-minute game and beat her late game. That's just not LGD's pick. So they've got to be feeling the pressure right now, and that they need to do something within the next few minutes, or I don't know. Like, what would you do?
I don't know if the minutes have passed, man. I don't know if the minutes have passed. Their only option is just push. Like, MMY is never going to finish this Aghanim Scepter in time. The Naga's going to get way too big. I think they're actually going to force themselves into a trade position where you just take out a Rax, and you'll probably lose tier 1, tier 2 tower somewhere, potentially a tier 3 tower as well. But you just have to go all man, 5 pushed up through top, and hope you can get into the high ground, up to the high ground, do enough damage, and stop having this happen. Xiao Wei getting caught out inside a vision of IG, so he'll end up dropping. Burning gets a split off, so the Master Serpent Wars, most of his time has gone down, and this could be the fight to end all fights. The Ice Blast still up target, Ferrari buys the space, the Sylar, he was actually exposed because of that BKB, as they come out of the Nova, and maybe this is their opportunity. Considering they've brought down Ferrari, they're going to take care of the Brewmaster. Burning back into his normal self. That's the only way he's going to survive. That Earth Brilliant was going to tick out. He'll still end up dying at the end of the day as we get trade-off after trade-off. A 4 for 2 is the way it'll end up being. And maybe a little bit more as Luo is still on the back of Yao, trying to hide underneath the Mass Serpent Wards of his with the creep wave here to help him out. But Yao is going to die. Sean might follow him. Nope. The creep wave's going to take the aggro onto Faith instead. That's basically a full wipe. IG get out. And again, it doesn't even matter if they lose the fight, as long as they don't lose a Rax, they're still going to win this game.
Yeah, it's got to be hard being Xiao in this game, man. I think he's been ganked like 5 times in a row and in this. He just can't catch a break. Now that they have the gem as well, who's it on? It's on Faith right now, who, by the way, is building into an Ags probably with this Midas build-up, so... I don't know. I really feel like LGD made the right call when they just tried to brute force top a lot earlier, and then they never got the opportunity again. If they didn't lose that single fight, it's kind of... The game for me is going to come back to that point when they try to push the top tier 3. If they don't lose that fight, they get Rax. They lost the fight. Once again, were the Midases worth it? Could they have bought something else that could have kept them in the game? And the only answer I keep coming back to here is going to be mech or pipe against the IG massive AoE teamfight lineup. If you're playing a pushing strat, right? I'm looking at LGD's heroes, and I just feel like this is a push strat. You have Shadow Shaman, you have Viper in the front lines, and you have Living Armor. And then you have a Sniper from the distance to hit the tower. That, for me, is a pushing strat.
Yep.
The core components of a pushing strat are always to have at least mech or pipe if you want to win the game early. They're the best items for their cost. And they got neither.
Yep. We're still 35 minutes in and still have neither.
Yeah, well now it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Like now those items are really weak. Now it's good that they're going for BKBs, because they're the best choice now. And Sylar definitely made the right call building into a BKB after his Midas. His Ags would have been nigh useless. So now when the Song of the Siren comes off, they still have 3 BKBs that can kill Ferrari's main. But that's only until he gets his heart and maybe one more item, because then he doesn't even need to move his hero into the fight anymore. Then the illusions can do it alone, and he can just play from a flank.
It's the level of commitment from LGD. If you're playing a push strat, you got to commit to the push strat. Where it almost felt like they wanted to have that fallback option. So
yeah.
if we run double minuses, you know, maybe then the battle can go into the late portion of the game. We believe the Quap as well as the Brewmaster will drop off, and Sniper will be able to carry us to victory. But as we've seen time and time again with games in all regions, like it's not just China. We've seen Southeast Asia with Miracle, Europe. We got a whole bunch of no fun players that like to play that Naga Siren, and you just split push and intercept creep waves. So the reason why we always flag him as a no-fun hero is because he makes sure that no fight will ever happen. Because you're always worried you're going to come off with a really bad trade. So you fall back, you try and defend inside your base, and that's where you end up being. It's a slow siege to death. That's the way the Naga Siren plays.
But IG haven't been scared of taking the fights, though. They've still got 26 kills in 36 minutes, which is a lot.
That's because they're still walking around with an Ancient Apparition and a Quap and a Brewmaster. Like, if you're looking for better damage and better control during a team fight, you're probably not going to find it. AKA, Lion is also there.
But at the same time, you can understand LGD getting the Midases right, because the general perception of how Dota works right now is sieging high ground early is such an extremely high-risk play. And if you fail it once with the comeback mechanics, or if you just fail pushing in general, it's a lot slower and a lot harder now, and you're playing against a better late game team, you're going to be in trouble. So running these all-out push strats is very uncommon these days, and I also wouldn't call LGDs all-out. It's not like they have no late game, right? They still have a Sniper and a Viper who can get pretty good, especially Sniper can be really strong late game, but it's just the components of their lineup have so much to do with push and not enough to do with late game for me to justify these Midases because of the opponent lineup.
Yep.
If there wasn't a Naga on IG, I would have been way more of a fan of getting the Midas on both Viper and Phoenix.
But there's no way LGD could have read that one. The Naga Siren was the last pick up by IG in the drafting phase.
Well, they could have still chosen not to get the Midases then.
Yeah, they could have chosen not to get the Midases. Yeah,
that's an ugly fish.
As far as the... I prefer the Ram that comes out from the Shaman. Like the Shadow Shaman stick, which he's walking around with. The Golden Ram.
Oh, it looks good, yeah.
Ferrari's got that heart already up and running, and he's got another 2.1k, so they can give the Aegis Immortus the Queen of Pain. And let's just let Ferrari have more fun. Once he has Butterfly, like, we're actually getting a Mana-style and Maelstrom, or at least a casual Yasha from maybe. He needs to get into a Monkey King bar here, or else he'll never be able to stop this Naga Siren. There's just not enough damage and not enough true hit.
I think MKB has got to be the next choice for Sniper. There is no better item. Problem is he's still sitting around 1300 health. Sniper just has abysmal strength gain and general starting HP. So if maybe gets caught out, he's just dead. Like, there's pretty much nothing he can do. So he probably, if he gets like a hybrid item like a Skadi or a Manta, you're just right. Then the damage isn't there, and that's not going to help anyway.
Yep.
So
I'm liking how Zhao 8 has got himself a souvenir of times past.
yeah, that's Stout Shield.
Yeah, he's still burning Stout Shield. So if you're IG now, what's the best way to end this game? Do you just keep split pushing? When is the right time to go high ground?
I think we could do it now, but it's not gonna. I don't feel like it's gonna get harder. So they could probably. I mean, if they wanted, they could wait until minute 60. I don't think pushing is going to be significantly harder there. For me, probably the ideal timing is immediately after Naga is 6-slotted, because she's out-farming everyone else, so that's where there's going to be the biggest relative difference in strength. After that point, Naga's going to keep farming, she will get more gold, she will have buybacks, she can maybe optimize her build a little bit, but relative to how much a Sniper and Viper are getting out of that farm, then that's not worth it. But until Ferrari 6-slotted, I think IG gets an easier game with every single minute. They're fully controlling the map. LGD can't move out at all. They're out-farming them. They can farm both jungles, all 3 lanes. And you just see MMY, he's getting desperate, right? He's in the top lane, hiding in the trees here, just trying to see if it's somehow possible for him to reach that top lane with wards. It's kind of the Hail Mary play now for him.
BKB just was used by maybe. Try to avoid the initial damage of the Ice Blast. He's down to 6 seconds on that thing now. And also a 1-minute opening while it's down. I just... MMY... I don't even know what he wants to achieve here. Ferrari? Okay. Committal is high. He wants MMY Deb. He just uses the Song of the Siren. It's been a while since he's found anyone, so it's worth it anyway. He's got Chorn behind him, and MMY will die here in the trees. I always feel like MMY is doing that to keep IG distracted, make him think that, hey, LGD is ready to fight, while maybe requires this remaining 300 gold, and 50 a bit, to finish up the full Demon Edge. They get the Demon Edge and finish up the full Monkey King buff. Because he's got the double Javelins over on the Courier right now.
Yep. Naga gets Diffusal, so that's the 5th slot, I guess we can say. There's still room for replacements, obviously. Later on, you can drop the Radiance and pick up a Kiras, and then use Illusions, and then pick up the Radiance again, or You know, there's many ways of doing it. If you want your illusions to carry a specific aura or do a specific thing, you can get a necro book. This hero can actually benefit from like 9 or 10 items. So there's still a lot of room for Ferrari to grow, but as said before, there's no point. He can get Diffusal level 2 Butterfly, and then I think they can just flat out end the game. I think they can just go down the lane with Naga Illusions, hit towers. LGD will try to defend. They might hold for a bit, and then they just do it again and again and again. They do have living armor though. So that's like the Joker card in this game, where that's actually one of the best counters to Naga late game is living armor. So maybe they can hold it long enough, but
the problem for LGD is if IG push in, they're probably going to kill every single member of LGD.
They need to be able to kill the heroes. That's killing the illusions might actually be doable if they move in a way that where they have sniper in a good position. He can just hit the illus. Then they can probably keep healing up their tower all the time. So illusions alone won't do it this game, but at the same time they don't need to. So there's plenty of other stuff to go with it. Luo can also go for a carry style build. It's bottom lane MMY.
Yep. He's not dead yet.
Might live.
Yep. Oh, okay. No, take it back.
Oh, they're trading though.
There is some good damage coming out from maybe Ferrari with the ensnare. The Ice Blast on the way, but he wants to assassinate up, realizes this isn't really going to work for him, but Sylar commits his BKB. He got that ultimate over on top of Luo, and Ferrari has to go into Song of Siren. And he doesn't even TP down towards base, he just goes up to top. There's a tier 2 tower for him to kill here. And he'll easily take it. So what was a 1-for-1 trade-off in Sylar? Okay, Sylar.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, so that's a 1-for-1 between 2 supports, but they also lose their top tier 2. So this is another angle of assault for the base for IG that Trina needs to take care of. And you obviously can't living armor more than 1 tower at a time, so if they manage to set some sort of split push up, they're going to be fine. Now Lua picking up a full Skadi as well, really tanky on the Quap. And if he wants, which was what I was going to get at, he can help with pushing. He can get like a Desolator and a Kiras for the team, and then they can just maul down these buildings.
Yeah.
He's more than tanky enough, and will be able to get every single Aegis since Naga doesn't need it.
The only way
Kiras, by the way, on the way for burning, so he won't need to get that one. Oh, he almost has it. He's missing about 1,000 here, which shouldn't really take more than 2 minutes with the map control they have.
Not too shabby. Now, if Xiaowei was only playing, maybe that... if you play like ability draft, you get multicast over on this Treant Protector for living armor. That'd be the only other way he'll be able to defend this. At least they can get rid of some of this vision.
Oh wait, never mind. He has the plate. He had the plate mail already, so this is the full Kiras going out.
Well, this is the perfect time because they're ready to push in. Keep your eye. Where have we got that gem? We got
they could still wait for Ferrari to have Butterfly and Rebuy if they want. Since the Aegis is gone as well, that's actually... Like, if IG push now, that's just kind of weird, right? Sure, they have the Kiras, which is a great tool, but now they've waited for so long, and they almost have their 6th item on Naga and another Aegis. And there is, like, 0% risk in this Roshan take. So, they might as well do that first, and then go. This Butterfly for Ferrari should be done in literally 1 minute. Then he can buy Diffusal too, if he wants to. And then they get the Aegis, and then I think it's the go.
Well, just judging by the positioning, like their plan is pretty obvious. You put down 2 aggressive observer wards, you wait for someone to come out too far from LGD, you find the pick off, like exactly this moment here. Sylar, Xiaowei needs to help him out. If it's worth throwing the ulti, but the vision is there, and the Queen of Pain throwing out the Skadi Sonic Wave. It's a double kill coming the way of Luo. Chon will be able to survive the assassination, as the Naga song buys him the space to get out of the shrapnel, as well as MMY and Yao's attack. But because the Nova is down, Ferrari is snared back off cooldown. Icarus Dive also being used, and MMY, he only has one choice, it's to throw down these mass serpent wards, but now they're in the middle of the open. IG can just let him go. Okay, burning. You could just let it go. He'll survive.
Yeah.
But I don't think IG even really care about LGD's team fight, man. Like, what have they really got to fear from LGD?
Well, with every single BKB usage, LGD's teamfight gets weaker and weaker. So this has been like the one card, or the one thing they've had on IG for teamfights, is that they have multiple BKBs, and then they override the Song of the Siren and kill Naga off. That's really hard now. And now that the BKBs are down to like 5, he can actually use Song after BKBs have been running for 2 seconds, and he's gonna live. They can completely reset. All BKBs are in cooldown. They might not even get to that point. Here we go. They're gonna kill MMY.
And then they take the tower.
Good assassinate on Chuan though here from from maybe, but he has to wait in Fountain. And it's an AA ult with Ag, so it takes so long before he can start healing again. They're trying to keep the tower alive with living armor. Might be able to.
So Sylar on the front lines. That Naga song of the Siren is screwing. We never got the BKB off in time, but maybe Assassination. Is that enough? No, it's not. Ferrari down to 150, but that heart's going to kick in a moment. But they've done just as much damage to this tier 3 tower as IG did on the top. At least
getting the butter now.
The full butterfly's done? Okay.
Yeah, and then they just go again. He has butterfly and buyback, so... if they want, they can wait for Roche. They obviously don't know that it's almost a max respawn timer, so they got a little bit unlucky on that, since there's, as I said, there's like 0 risk of losing it. But realistically, they shouldn't need it. But if they want, they can wait.
At least there's one nice thing coming in for LGD. The Aghanim Scepter upgrades finally hit for the Shadow Shaman. So they do have bigger wards. Zhao Wei, careful with this movement, man. The gem's in the hands of Chuan at the moment, who's just a little bit further to the left, and Zhao Wei's just going to TP himself away to safety.
He planted a ward.
Kind of a weird position, too.
That's what he needs to do. This is how you ward when you're against a gem. You ward at places that the enemy team won't be able to, or they will be able to, but won't likely look. This is a pretty good ward. I mean, it doesn't see that much, right? It draws like an hourglass on the map.
It sees all you really need to. Like, it sees this whole ramp area, and it sees if you're walking up the river. So here and here. So that's perfectly alright.
Relative to how much a ward can see, this is like third of a ward, but it's still better than 0 ward.
Yeah.
So
Courier was on a bit of a track. It didn't actually buy anything by moving up north. I don't know if Yao was waiting for the money to perhaps finish his side the Vice.
And Assassinate has now come to a point where it kills half an illusion. And Ferrari arguably not even full yet on items. Here we go.
Trouble. MMY went for the Hex over on Luo. Yao in deep throws out that Nova and Queen of Pain. Oh, she'll be able to blink herself away to safety. The BKB's expended, the Ice Blast making it difficult for Sal to push any further. And MMY just backs the hell out of there.
Yep, they BKB'd Phoenix and they BKB'd Viper. So Viper 5 seconds on his, Sniper 5 seconds on his, and Phoenix 7 on his. But that's arguably the least important BKBs. So now the two really important BKBs are 5 seconds.
He just used all the BKBs as Roshan spawns up, and IG's taking it out at the moment. So you're not in any real position to fight up against IG at the moment.
This Roche is going to go IG's way. I think they give... It's actually only Roshan number 2, which is kind of surprising in a 49-minute game with this amount of dominance. But the first Roshan IG took was... They took it when it was very safe and after a long time. So there's no cheese. We'll be giving the Aegis to Luo once again. Has so much health and mana, he can really use this well. And a Basher for burning, building toward the Abyssal. This is generally a really good build at this point in time. With his BKB, he doesn't need to split now when he engages. He can blink in, BKB, clap, start bashing people, and then throw out his grenades, and whenever he needs to, he uses split.
Finally, LGD catching themselves a bit of a break until Ferrari arrives in Faith. He got the Ice Blast off.
They're actually both going to die now.
Oh, no, MMY couldn't blink over in time. Or are you talking about the LGD players?
Yeah, oh, maybe they... Wow, do they...
They got out.
Do they live in the fountain? Oh, Xiaowei just got living... he might have lived. Wow, that was a really nice escape, actually, from LGD getting both heroes out. I was sure they were going to lose at least one to Ferrari, but he had used Mirror Image, and I think he had used Manta, so he couldn't break out of the Overgrowth. And if he could, he just wasn't fast enough at locating one of the targets. So, nice split from them and staying alive, but... Like you said, looked like they were going to catch a break, killing a support, but not even that. They're not even finding a support kill on the map right now.
Chuan, maybe they can. Mass Serpent wards, heavy committal, and focuses the wards nicely on the Lion. The gem's in the open. Luo wants it. He'll have to pick it up. Drops the bottle for it. As BKB from burning, he's also moving himself away from Zhao Wei. Now going to jump in on top of Yao to trigger his own BKB. No Icarus dive, but has Nova Sylar ensnared up. His own BKB also triggering up as the Ice Blast on its way in. He'll connect on Sylar, which means no matter what happens now, Sylar will be dying. In fact, Zhao Wei will join him in a moment. Shaman up in the air. IG still fighting underneath these Mass Serpent wards, which kill the Brewmaster off. He wasn't able to get back to his normal self-assassination on top of Luo. He'll blink and dodge it. Which means it's going to be a 3 for 2 trade-off. The Ice Blast was the end finishing move on Phoenix. Not throwing again, he just shattered.
They still don't go high ground, because I think at this point now Sniper can actually hold this very well. He also has buyback, so he can shrapnel a couple of times, he can keep attacking from a very, very long distance. They can try it if they want, where they blink and then hex Sniper, and then they need to kill him. Like, then they need to get in on top of him. As it looks like they might try the same thing instead on MMY. No, maybe not.
Okay, MMY, these shackles, needs to stop this Queen of Pain. And Quap will end up dying, but it's the Aegis Immortal triggering out. And maybe these illusions are killing him off, while Sylar trying to focus on Ferrari. He's dropped him low, the assassination is coming in. In fact, he switched targets halfway through that over to Luo, realizing he couldn't finish the channeling.
Sniper died to illusions.
Damn it to hell.
What's he gonna do?
Not much. It's like Zhao Wei, what's he gonna do when he gets hit by this Ice Blast? In fact, I think he's also dead. The Shadow Strike is doing its work.
Oh, yes, he's dead.
Tick, 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 tick.
And now I think they can go in. So Naga needs to run all the way back. Has boots of travel in 15, but it's going to move there just as fast. And this top tier 3 is not long for life. No living armor. Actually, they're gonna... They're just waiting for Ferrari. There's no way they go back right now, I think. If they might at least force out the buyback from Sniper and then just use Song and back.
I don't see any reason to fall back as long as you got Ferrari. It's Ferrari with buyback, which means you got multiple versions of it. So there's just enough buyback. But Ferrari can take out the tier 3 tower in mid. Maybe even do a little bit of chip damage if he wants to. Not that's really that useful up against the Tree Protector. But when you got a heart, there's no reason why you have to go back every single time. The Brewmaster Ollie's off cooldown. He's got his BKB up and running. And in fact, Naga now just bought a refresher orb. Coming down the courier.
Yep, that's one of the good 7th items. Refresher, Necrobook, Assault Cuirass, Skadi. You can just like mix and match like you want before you use Mirror Image. Set up what you need. You're gonna living armor this top tower, but Ferrari's gonna start sieging mid.
Actually, Ferrari's...
Oh, well, he doesn't have Aegis. They might wait again.
They're split pushing all the way. Ferrari's gone down the bottom lane. There's your, well, the start of your attack onto the line, which will end up in a kill. Down to bottom lane, Sylar. That was his Ghost Scepter on the Lion when they try to keep attacking into him. Yeah, I honestly don't think IG cares. As long as Ferrari's alive, they just keep pushing. Do it on all 3 lanes. Bring down the towers bit by bit. Keep LGD moving as a squad from top to mid to bottom and back up again. And there goes your range racks in mid.
Keep throwing out the Fire Spirits and hit the illusions to slow down the siege, but they can't stop it entirely. Ferrari's playing this very cautiously. This is also a good time to just be a little careful. Like, Lion is dead. There's no reason to force into a 4-on-5. You wait for the 5-on-5, you can initiate again, and probably get 1, if not 2 kills very fast in the fight, like in the last one. And then just build from there. Now even AA has a Hex. My lord.
Do we have enough money?
Look at the net worth, actually.
I'm not quite sure I want to, man.
No, not the graph, just the list. Zhao Wei is so far behind. He's just completely starved out in this game. It's like, what's he gonna do? Every time he moves into the jungle, he gets killed by a sentry or a gem. He can't find farm anywhere. He has to buy all the wards for his team. They're giving all the farm priority to MMY, which I think is completely the right thing to do between the supports, but it's just... A 3k net worth train at minute 60 is generally not that useful.
He's living armor and ulti, that's all.
That's exactly what he is.
I don't even think he can get the ulti off, because without a blink dagger or a 4-staff, he can't get himself into a good position for it. So he catches 1 or 2, but Naga just breaks free. I'm also wondering how long it's going to take for Ferrari to upgrade the diffuser blade.
Oh, Sylar's dead. He has buyback though, I think.
Well, actually, the Ice Blast missed, so it's not a guaranteed kill. He's trying to dodge. In comes the Phoenix, starts off with a Hex, slowing down the Queen of Pain. Sylar, he had time to attack, but Burning hitting in. MMY will drop as well. They do get the kill on the Naga, but right now, money wins Dota. They're just going to keep on fighting. They TP back in the Naga Siren, and up on top, there goes Zhao Wei as well, as Shaman has brought back. These Massive Wards are in a pretty decent position, but now the fight's in too deep. Chorn with a double stun, Yao and MMY caught out, and I think this is over, Sin. There is no other way they can come out. Maybe is just getting ganked up by 5 heroes underneath his tier 4 towers. There's no hope. GG. And this will, in fact, level things up at 1 apiece, even though the scoreline is not showing in the game at the moment.
Yeah, it's very hard to push high ground, but ultimately, like, when you have this kind of an advantage, you need to really fuck up to not win this game as IG. So, they do it in the end with a 40,000 gold lead as the game ends here. And we're gonna go to game 3. I feel like this game for me was... I feel like it was over 30 minutes ago, but like from a strategic standpoint, IG needed to fuck up in the last 30 minutes, and they didn't. So they kept their composure, they played the game the way they needed to. LGD should have either gone for really early push with the mech pipe we talked about and really committed for it, and IG, just draft-wise, they knew exactly what they were getting into with this Naga last pick. They saw the opening in the draft. If we get away with it, if we don't lose our towers very, very early, they lost some of them. It was looking pretty good for LGD, but they made 1 or 2 mistakes, and then they never had a chance at coming back in this. So, I think game 3, we say this all the time, but the draft is going to be very important. I don't think we're going to see as good of a Naga game again. I think LGD are going to be very, very careful with not giving that away one more time.
We'll see if it's going to happen, man. All right, break time. Grab yourself a beverage. We'll see you back here for game number 3. Who will play up against VG Gaming in the grand final? We'll find out over the course of the next 1 hour, or potentially 3. Stay tuned. We'll find out.